how to identify land scam in Nigeria this festive period. So if you are in Nigeria living in diaspora and you are looking forward to invest in property in Nigeria, you want to come back home and invest at home, you want to buy property in Nigeria, or you have been seeing property online and you have been telling the agent marketing that property to you that you are coming back to see the property. So on this video, I'll be giving you 5 tips that will guide you to identify land scam, to identify fake agents when buying real estate property in Nigeria. Especially I buy property in Enugu because this is a festive period and a lot of people are looking for money to celebrate the festive period, to celebrate the Christmas, to celebrate the New Year period. So if you are looking forward to buy property in Enugu, or you are in Nigeria in diaspora, living in diaspora, and you are coming back home to own a property, to buy a property here in Nigeria, so on this video I'm going to be giving you 5 tips that will guide you on how to conduct a successful real estate transaction in Nigeria. So all I want you to do is to watch this video to the end and don't forget to subscribe on this channel. So number 1 tip is conduct your due diligence or make your land search. So if you want to buy a property in Nigeria or you are looking forward to buy property, let me use Enugu for example. You want to buy a property in Enugu and someone market a property for you and you saw the property and you like the property, so you told him that you are coming for an inspection to see the property. Make sure you conduct your due diligence in that property. When I say conduct your due diligence and your land search, I'm talking about conduct a verification about that property you are about to buy. If that property is actually genuine, if it's free for any encumbrance or it is free for community case, especially if you are buying a property from an individual, you should always be sure that you know the actual owner, the actual person that is marketing that property to you, that is selling, the actual person that owns the property to you. You need to make sure that the person selling that property to you is actually the owner. It comes to a scenario where someone owns a property and maybe the documents of that property belong to his brother or his relative, then the relative sold that property to the person. Then when the person wants to start developing that property, want to start doing the fencing, start the foundation of that property, then the actual owner of that property came, and when they take the property to court, although the brother has some copy of the document, then they discover that the guy has already been scammed. For you to not be a victim, you have to conduct your own due diligence, you have to conduct your own search, verify the document that be issued to you. If it's a C of O, go to the land search and take the C of O registration number to the land search and conduct your own due diligence. And I will advise you, when doing such a thing, get a reputable property lawyer or a good property agent that will guide you in basic steps so that you will ensure that you make a successful real estate transaction when buying such a property right here in Nigeria. Number 2 is beware of unrealistic offer. So it's the scenario whereby you are buying a property way off the market value. So I'm not talking about distress sale, or I'm talking about maybe I'm buying the property on the pre-launch sale. Most especially these days, when I come online on Facebook, I sell a lot of property. They will be saying I have a property selling at independent layout going up for 5 million naira. So if you know Enugu very well, that basically location where 5 million naira to 10 million naira can get you property, you can't own a plot of land for 5 million naira or 10 million naira, even 20 million naira can get you property in such location. So I advise you, when buying such property, make sure that you know the price of that location that you are about to buy, how the property was, the market value of that location you are about to buy the property. Because a lot of clients reach out to me and called me that they want a particular property. Then when I ask them where's the location they want the property, some will measure independently and some will measure residential road, and I will tell them the price of that property. They will tell me, no, Freddy, I have a particular agent that told me that property in this, he have a property selling for 5 million naira in this particular area. So you can't get a property selling for 5 million naira in places like independent layout, residential road, Tinker's Corner, Kazikolu. This area you can't get property for 5 million naira in such particular area. So when buying a property, the location also stand a key factor for you not to become a victim of land scam when buying property, because a lot of people give offer that are too good to be truth. Because a property that will be selling for 10 million naira and so you offer you that property for 5 million naira or 3.5 million naira, tell you that you have problem that you want to sort out, or you have one thing on the order that you want to sort out. So be very careful of when buying such property, and make sure that before you buy such property, make sure that it's the actual person selling that property for you. And moreover, You can't have any property selling in location that independent layout for you for 5 million naira or 3.5 million or even 10 million naira in independent layout. So you will end up that after you make payments of that property, you have been a victim of land scam. So make sure if you are buying property in Enugu this holiday period, this festive period, ensure that the location you are buying for matches the money you are paying for that property, so that you will not end up being scam of your hard-earned money. Number 3, always make sure you identify red flags. Let me say, for example, you want to buy a property and the right way of 419, or you see a place by court order, or you see this land is not for sale and someone is offering you that property that you want to sell that property. There was a client who took for an inspection recently, so he was telling us that when there was a property that someone take him to the property, friends don't take him to the property, and when they get there, they were showing him the property, and a man met him and told him that if he want his life and he want his money not to go in waste, he should avoid this property, that he should not buy the property. And the person and he told the person that took him for that inspection to that property that this property that I want to buy, so person told me this, and that I should not buy this property, that if I don't want problem. The agent that took him there, because that he know that he want the money, is not the actual owner of that property, he just want to sell the property and collect the money. He told him that these people are those people guiding the property and give some story. So he reaches out to us and tell us that this is what his experience when he went for inspection. They told him that you should avoid such property. And I know a lot of people watching this video have also been in such scenario, have also been in such events when something like this happened. You went for an inspection or you went to see a property and someone told you that this property you want to buy, you should avoid the property, or this property you have so issue, and you went ahead and buy that property. Later on you find out that you are actually the person that fall victim of that scam. So when buying such property and you identify something like keep off, way of 419, court order, do not engage on buying such property. Avoid buying such property to avoid risking your money or to be a victim of land scam in Nigeria. The fourth one I would advise you to do is to use a secure payment plan. So when buying property, ensure that you have a secure payment plan, a history that show that you actually pay for that property when doing land transaction. I advise you, when doing any land transaction, don't pay in cash. Always make sure that you make a transfer that show that you only send this money to this person, and when sending that money you detail it there that so land or so this in the receipt of payment. Let me see, if you're buying, for example, Golden Gate Estate, make sure that when sending that money, as you are sending the money, you are writing Golden Gate Estate there, so that if matter arises, then you will show a proof of payment and what is written there to show you that you actually make transaction on this property. And after you must have purchased for that land, ensure that you have been issuing your receipt of payment immediately after you make payment of that property you buy. The fifth one is seek a professional advice. So before you invest in real estate, before you start buying any property, make sure that you seek for a professional advice about the property you want to buy. If you are buying a property for investment, if you are buying for buy and build, if you are buying a property to resell, so make sure that you seek a professional advice on the location you want to buy the property for, so that you will not end up buying a property in a location where it is not what you want to use the property for. So make sure that this holiday season, this Christmas season, this New Year season you are about to approach. So for those of us for Nigerians coming from diaspora, or you are in Nigeria so you want to buy property, you have saved the money, you want to buy a particular property, you are coming to the east to buy a land for yourself. So ensure that you seek for a professional advice, you have a reputable property lawyer, or you contact a genuine real estate agent like us to guide you in these processes. I hope this video is helpful to you. I still remain Freddy, Chinonso real estate friend based in the city of Enugu. My goal is to give you safe and profitable real estate transaction that suits your investment portfolio.